Hello everybody, this is TechStack here. Thank you Garby for telling me about my mic. I did not realize that it was muted. I had it on mute and then unmuted with my hotkey that should have done both OBS and Discord, but it only did Discord. So what I was saying was, we're working on a development only tonight. Probably not going to have a chance to play test unless things go really well. But even then, I don't know that anybody's going to get around for it. So we're registering this packet that sends the map data to the client is what I'm currently working on. And this map data is going to be used for the sphere of influence checks that are needed on the both the server and client, really. Client just for a visual indication of where you can and can't place things, but the servers so that it actually can enforce it where it can and cannot be placed. So this sphere of influence check I've already got developed over here in the utilities class, and it's is in sphere of influence, right? It takes a team and it takes a block position. So it is looking at the thing that we're trying to put in, and just realized one thing. We need to know what it is we're putting in as well, so that we can put down a town hall. Or we'll just ignore it at the town hall level, I don't know. Either way, if it's a town hall, it gets a 64 block radius. If it's anything else, it's gonna get a 32 block radius. I'm just gonna hard code that for now, because I think that's probably gonna be good enough for 90% of the buildings, right? I really don't know what else would need a bigger sphere of influence. So it just takes that team in block position and loops through all of these structures in the structure set and determines the distance between the 2 points, between the key BPs. So that's the one from the structures and the one that we're placing down, and then just checks the distances. If it's, our distance is less than the check distance, which is this 6432 blocks, then we're good to go. I don't bother doing the square root of these, because if you do it on both sides, then it's not needed, and it's one less calculation you have to do. We are checking if the team is null at the beginning, and we also should be checking if the team is equal to the team of that structure. So we're only going to look at, quote, our team's buildings in doing this. With this check, this should prevent people from building right next to each other. Or not from next to each other, but from crossing the entire map of their building. They will have to build over to it. Okay, so we need a way to indicate to the player if you're in your sphere of influence or not. I don't know that we've got any call hierarchies on this sphere of influence. We do not. I think that's okay for the moment. We're going to create one call to it though, and that's going to be in our render overlay. Where is it? So in our overlay, we need a way of indicating to the player, are you in your sphere of influence? So this is the section for non-spectator code. This is the section for spectator code. We want to put it down in here. There's the unit selection frames. Let's see if down here we can say some way of getting if the player is currently in the sphere of influence. If we're gonna need all the team information. We're gonna need all sorts of stuff here, aren't we? So actually, let's do it up there where we've already got the checks done to see if he's on a team and all this. Got a team name right there. Okay, so if team and Minecraft get instance player position. There it is. So if the player is in a specific spot, is in the sphere of influence, we need to say utilities for this. And what would you like? Score player team, okay. I'm not sure why I did it that way, but I did. Dot get team. What? Oh, it doesn't have it that way. Interesting. That makes for one long call, but it is what it is. Okay. So, in sphere, else, out of sphere. Okay. And what I don't like about this in particular is this is a check that runs every frame. If this is slow at all, your FPS hurts. So, yeehaw, we'll hope it runs fast. And I'm just going to, for the moment, just say in or out, right? And I'm going to get a draw string with shadow, call, and with the text we're going to put in there, be in or out. And where we put that, let's see, scale width minus text width. Well, we're going to do nothing for that. Let's put it right in the center screen because I just want some debug information, basically. We don't even need the 10 in there. Get scale height divided by 2 minus 50. Let's put it right in the middle. Wait, that says times 2, doesn't it? That's because somewhere in here we're doing this. So that's getting the total width. So we actually need to not multiply this by 2. That'll put it center in the screen. And yes, that will not be the final location. That's just a temporary debug thing. Okay. So now if we know where the data is, if we have the data on the client, it'll be updated and it'll show the proper in or out indicator. What we don't have though is currently a way for the server to send to the client what that is. So in our map data utilities, map data utilities, there we go. We've got this changed indicator. Now, I think I want to set this to true by default. There we go. And we're going to say is changed on this map utilities, and this is static, so we're good. If we go to our server event, then where is it? In here. So we've got this set up so that if it's trying to cool down, it'll do this, right? We're going to do this outside of our main RTS tick. And the reason being is I want it to be more frequent, but also this means this will run offset to the rest of this code. So if the rest of this code's slow or that code's slow, they're not running at the same time. And we'll only miss one frame. So 1 time a second out of 20. Hey, Spooter. Map structure utilities dot is changed. So we'll say if it's changed. Not during RTSC. So if the map structure is changed, then we say mod network dot send to all players the message, and the message is going to be the new packet, which is send map data packet to client, like that. Probably not doing a test today, just because I need to make this change before we do more testing. Okay, and then map structures utilities. Dot mark unchanged. So it will not try and send this the next time around. Yeah. And the only way it gets changed is by these add and remove commands, which are what's actually manipulating the data. So it's only going to send it to the client if something's changed. And on the ticket change, basically. In theory, that should be enough. Let's see. And with this, we can do a lot of things. That's fine, man. I get that you're excited about it, but the rule doesn't do anything anyway, other than just give me a place where I can mention everybody that wants to test. You have it. I just haven't used it yet. I need a reminder to tell me to sit up straight. It's all hunched over and I shouldn't have been. Okay, so here we go. This is the first real test of this. It should say out or not, or I forget what I made it say, but it shouldn't say in. So we're gonna go to Team Blue. It says out. We're gonna pop down to Town Hall. First off, our FPS is 70 something. Okay. And it didn't say in now, so that's the first fault. So let's figure out why. So if I'm standing next to that, it should say in. Let's go into this class, and we're just gonna put breakpoint right there. Switch back over. Okay, so we're trying to render it again. And team name is not null, it's blue. And do what now? It already came back out. If it equals null, that's why we test. Okay, let's see what it says now. That's not server, man. Single player. Okay, so I'm in the sphere of influence. It's not even a sphere, but whatever. Actually, it is a sphere. It's a distance check. It doesn't appear to be working. It still thinks I'm in the sphere of influence. Let's figure out why. Team name is the same, which makes sense because there should only be one entry in this entry set. And there is, and it's block positions negative 36, 136, 57, and 117. And this block position here is 90 away by my math, so yeah, let's see. Step over that. Our distance squared is 134. Yep, that makes sense. But our distance check is 1024. So this is the squared distance? That doesn't seem right. That can't be right. Can it? Let's figure out. Watch. Yeah, but even if it was Bedrock or whatever, you wouldn't want to join because I'm going to stop it in a minute and test again. Nothing gets saved, etc. I'm very targeted and specific in what I'm doing right now. So 11, 1. If you didn't have a game going, just go to the lobby screen again with the Y button and then you can change back to survival. So 144. So square of 144 should be a much bigger number than what it came out to be. So apparently that... Yeah, okay. So this is not a power of expression then. Okay. Well, let's do it this way. I know this will work. Just square it. And get rid of this one, because we need to start there. Okay, let's just run this again. I know it's going to not work. Ah, so the game's already started. RTS. There, it'll restart. And you'll be in the lobby. You'll be out of spectator then too. I mean, without anybody else on the server, there's no point in doing anything. You can do that stuff in single player without anybody. Okay, so I'm outside the sphere of influence. And now I'm in. Yep, and it is the sphere then. Because if I'm directly in line with the center point, which is about right here, and walk forward, okay, I'm officially in the sphere of influence. If I back off one, or if I go to the left, eventually the sphere starts to curve back towards the town hall, and this block's no longer in, and it's this one. Yeah, it's working. Cool. Okay. No need to walk around in a circle. Is that enough space, though? I don't know that it is. We're going to run with it, though. Because you could easily place down a farm. Grass, and then what's the other word of farm? So, I am in the sphere of influence right now. We're out of it. I'm out of it. Now, normally you wouldn't be able to place once I finish this change, but I could place here, and now I'm back in the sphere of influence because this is generating a new sphere of influence. Up to here. Which sounds like it's a lot, but it's not seeing it. Like, you say 32 blocks, you think that's a big distance, but it's not that big. It's 2 chunks, right? It's like out to here. I mean, I could put down the farm and just keep growing this thing. But they would have overlapping spheres, so there's that issue. That's not really an issue, it's just a thing. That seems nice. That's a nice distance. Okay, Garby. Catch you later, man. I guess there's nothing stopping somebody from doing... So that town hall would allow me to place that farm. And that farm allows me to place this farm. But if I killed that farm, this farm would still exist. And the sphere of influence is no longer connected up. I don't know that that's a bad thing. Should we create a map? I don't know. Just thinking this through, as we add more buildings, the check to see if you're in the influence is going to get more and more complicated for it. It's got to go through more of them. If you're within a radius of other ones, though, whatever the first one it gets to, say the town hall, is going to be the one that's going to stop it. So it's not like it's an exponential thing always. It's only when you're not in the sphere of influence that it gets worse and worse. Well, let's play something down that we can get a lot of. Right, because the code is set up so that it returns true as soon as it finds something that you're within range of. So it doesn't have to check every single one in that scenario. Let's go out of the sphere of influence. Now we've got down, a dozen or so buildings. We get 300 frames. It's 330 frames out there. As soon as we go back in, though, what to do. Really not much difference. Clouds could be impacting it. About the same. Now that we're out, I don't know if it's going to be enough to matter. Okay, so that's somewhat positive. The in and out indicator on the screen is going to change over time. It's not going to be there for sure. Let's next check it up, or chuck it up to whether or not this is a white or a black line. Okay. So back, where are we going? To the render overlay. And it's basically this check here we needed to go for. And we're going to do that in not the render overlay like that. It's a different render code. I think it's a client event. Yeah, this is it. So it's getting the color. And it's RGB colors. So we can say if it's in the sphere of influence, and it should be white basically. Hey, thank you for this stalker. So if we are in the sphere of influence, we're going to keep it white. Else we will make it a dark color or something like 128. Okay, so let that compile in. We're in the influence white. Out, it still looks white, so what do we do? This one, it's a wall. It's into the wall builder, and it's about location for the wall. Wait, I think that first one's if it's not a wall. Yeah, so this should be working. What's up? Let's see if this code's running. Maybe it isn't, I just can't notice it because it's too subtle of a change between the two. Okay, that breakpoint there. Okay, that code isn't running at all. Which one is running? None of those. What? Where am I at in the code? So this is render last. It's checking if it's a builder item. And it is in this case because the farm's a builder item. Well, we have the outline at all. And down here is where we draw the actual box. So why is this airing off or not running these statements here? Why is it white too? Shouldn't it be yellow? Because that's not the right block. Yeah, something's wrong. What if we don't have room? It should go red if we don't have room, but it's still white. Yeah, we broke his code. Cool! What did we do to this class then? Client events. Hey Reaper. Or Reaper. I'm sorry. Hi Gazer. Not very well right at the moment because I've broken something and I'm not sure why. So I think what I'm going to do is just undo this change altogether. And do the check for the sphere of influence thing. That's what's wrong. I see it already. So we added this portion to it and it should start with just this. Okay. Okay, so we get the red when it shouldn't be there. And we're in. And we got a breakpoint finally. Yay. Okay, so it's yellow, it's white when we're on that end. But if we're out, it's yellow. Unless, nope, it should not be white. Why is it turn white? Let's undo this. So we are hitting this piece of code, it's just is not dark enough apparently. Well, if we set these to like 64, how do we get a dark color from it? Come on. It's still white. It is RGB, right? 34, it should be the last. I guess we'll set them to zeros. There we go. So we're outside of our sphere of influence, so we can't place it. It's the wrong block. We're inside our sphere of influence now. And we can place it. So black, 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 white. And that's checking our position, not the position of the block we're looking at. So we can change that portion of it. So it'd be this block position here. Because we might be out, but it might be in. So we're out, it's in, it's good. We come out here, we're out. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we can be in and look out, and it shows black. So this in or out thing on the screen there, right there, is just temporary, I think. I know CZ said he wanted to know if he's in or out, but I think having it on the screen all the time is probably not a good thing for a couple reasons. Now, right now it's letting me build it, but that's the next check. Okay, so in our load structure code, on the builder item, where is it? In our utilities, no, in our builder item, this one, we got a load structure, right? This is called in many places open call hierarchy. Mainly, okay, it's called in 2 places. Mainly, when we right click on the item, right click on the ground, or in the tick of the building itself, so that it can replace itself, basically. See it there, you can see it there. There's probably a couple other places, I don't know. No, right, it's only when it's half destroyed and roughly state. So we need a flag that indicates whether or not it needs to check the state or the in or outness, if that's even a word, of this thing. If it's in sphere of influence, basically, right? So how are we gonna do that? We're gonna add a parameter to this. It's gonna indicate whether or not it's should check, because this load structure is called by the code itself, like the building is in the world, right? So let's lay out a scenario. We've got our town hall down, we've built all of these farms, we've gotten to where we can place that farm there because this farm exists. When this farm is destroyed and no longer exist, we don't want that farm to think that it should no longer be able to change its state. And if we did that check all of the time, when it tries to go to the half destroyed or rubbled state, it would fail because it doesn't think it's in anymore, basically. And right now we're showing as in because we're next to this one and that one. Let's make sure that works. Let's kill both of these. We are now out. We're outside of the sphere of influence because both of these have set their state to be out. What we wanted to do. Perfectly updated in real time. Cool. What next? So this load structure needs an extra parameter at the very end of it. I'm going to maximize this because this is a very long list of parameters. So we got another one we got to add here, and it's going to be a Boolean check sphere. And I want that to be on there for one more reason as well. The town hall should never check its sphere, because the town hall is the first thing you put down, and you don't need it to be in the sphere of influence, right? So let's do this. Actually, this should check if valid might be enough. Let's go back to where we were just looking. I think that might be enough. Because I think in this one, we say true. And that's when we use the item. Okay. We say true in all those places, but in the tick event, we should say false, and we do. And that's important because when we change states, it doesn't care if the location's valid anymore because it's already got a building there and it won't be valid. to leave it as is. I think we need the extra parameter, and it's just for the town hall. So check sphere. And not check sphere. So if check sphere was false, this would become true, and we don't need to worry about the other piece. So we can say or, and then go, where is it? Is in sphere of influence the position, wherever the position for this thing is, POS, and then our team that we're dealing with. So we need to get the team from the owner name. I believe I put that on one of these. No, I didn't. Dang it. There was a place that we got the team from the owner name earlier. That's in the tile entities. So we can grab that code. Should be this, I think. Actually, it's probably the other one. Do I still sound funny, guys? My voice all... You guys got me all paranoid about it. So that should get us our team. Tell me what to say, world. Awesome. Misspellings everywhere. So if it's a valid location, and we should not check the sphere of influence, or we should check the sphere of influence and the sphere of influence is good, or we should not check the valid. I think that's... It sounds better? I forget what I asked. I'm stupid. Oh well. It's all good. Why is this airing off now? Oh great, we need to fix the spots. So this should not check the sphere of influence, so false. And false. Because this is where we're reloading the next building type in for that spot. But these should check the sphere of influence unless the building is... what's the word? A town hall. So the way we can accomplish that is we can create an abstract method that's a boolean. Should check sphere. And it's just like that. Of influence. INFLUENC. Influence. I don't listen to myself enough to know if I actually sound funny. So this means we need to add this to all of our other builder items and return a specific value for them. You know what? I think this is not how we're going to do it. We're instead going to do it like this. We're going to say public boolean like this and not make it abstract, and we're going to return true for each of them. That'll be our default state, and then in the town hall builder item, we'll just override that one there one time instead of having to add to every time. That'll be simpler. Okay? And we can just say in our piece here that's airing off, we will put an extra like that. So it's specific to the item then. Each item will be able to independently set whether or not it should be checking the sphere of influence or not. Okay, let's run it. The only thing we put down right off the bat is town hall, because we won't have any sphere of influence otherwise. I know there'll be buildings in the world, but that stuff's not saved and it shouldn't be saved because it's meant to be multiplayer. blur. Red ready. I think this is starting to get close. Blue ready. Start. Okay, so if I try and place down something on a valid spot, it's black. Can't do it. It's out of it, out of the sphere of influence. If I try and place down a town hall, it's showing black. Oh, bummer. Let's take a look at that. Now, if I were to click this, actually, let's first click the farm here. I can't build it, I'm clicking. So if I were to click the town hall, it works. So it's just the rendering of this black or white line that's messed up. So let's go to where that's at, which was the client event and sphere of influence. So we need to have an indication of what type it is, basically. And it should always be full on white if it's a town hall. So we can check if it's an instance of town hall and do that. So there we go. And just say, or that town hall builder item. Okay, save. And gosh, I guess I'm gonna kill this one. Nah, I can go fly far away. So I'm out of the sphere of influence and so white. Cool. And then that's white. I can build it. Go outside of the sphere of influence again. Oops. Can't build. Awesome. Now, is that too close to not be able to do stuff? I don't know. I just don't know. I get that you could just be like, oh, I can't build here? Well, let me build. Oh. Let me build here instead. Why can't I build farm? Oh, that hole. Where's town hall one? So the town hall can't have a sphere of influence check, right? Because it creates your initial sphere of influence. So you can place town hall anywhere, because there is no area for that team, right? It defines the initial area, and everything must be linked back to your town hall effectively. Now, what I was saying earlier was the way that the sphere of influence works is if, and I know this isn't true, but if that town hall was linked to this farm, and this farm was on the very edge, and this farm then extends your sphere of influence out to allow these farms, right. It's the first thing you had to place down, so it has to establish your sphere of influence. So that's why I didn't check it. So what I wanted to say was, if that town hall is linked to this farm, and that farm links these farms, and there's no link between these farms and anything else, killing this farm like this should have no impact on these farms. These farms are still okay. And your sphere of influence is still valid out here, and you can extend it further. I think that's 100% legitimate, and going to be impossible for me to not allow it to be 100% legitimate, because having to hopscotch between everything would just be a nightmare, and constantly check it and kill them if they fall out. No, not gonna do that. This is 100% working, with one exception: the word in or out is right there in the center screen. Do you see any issues or need any other changes to this before I call this good for this? And Gazer, I don't think you were there for the match, but the reason that I decided that this is 100% necessary for the initial release is we had a match where Fiery and I were teamed against Zach, and he absolutely owned us, right? He came over to our area with about 5 early minions, took out our barracks that we just placed down because he was coming over with 5 minions, and he killed us repeatedly in our area, sending us back, and he just kept getting stronger and stronger with more minions, and then eventually placed down barracks in our area, and it was game over at that point for us, right? There was really no way for us to recover other than the cheating move of placing barracks behind his base, right? And that's what we ended up doing. We won it, but the whole thing was just ugly, right? So you saw it. Okay, yeah, you totally understand it then, because we were murdered left and right. So that's what triggered this whole discussion and idea of we really have to have this. You asked how big the area is. The area is defined based off of this block here, right? So this being in the center of the town hall pretty much denotes the center of the town hall as being the spot. And from that block, it goes out 64 blocks, right? So that's the town hall radius. I don't know where that's at in this world. Let's go this direction. So this is the only town hall that's valid in the sphere right now. I can see on my screen there's that inner owl right by my crosshair. So it goes to... that block is... that grass block is in, this sandstone is out. So that far. It might be big enough for that, for the town hall. That's a pretty big circle, right? But if I were to extend this now, because that's in, now it's extended another 32 blocks, because everything else is 32 blocks right now. So this is in, that's out. And because it's from the control block's right here, not that side, right? So that should be 32 blocks over there. So enough room for you to place down yet another one. Oh, I guess that's out. Enough room for you to place down another one and get another 32 blocks. And go again, right? And you can continue to extend it out further and further. Walls would extend, yes. Let's check the walls though, because I don't know that the highlighting stuff works the same for walls. I think it might be slightly different for walls. So we are in right now and it's white. Let's go out. Oh, it turned gray. Awesome. But I can still place it. Yeah, they are different. So that's why I was able to place it. So technically out, but now I'm in because this wall is here. We need to change the code for that, don't we? To make it force whether or not it's in or out. And the reason for that is walls don't spawn a structure like everything else. Which you completely understand already because you're telling me it didn't work. Before I even checked it. Okay, so this part, it was cool, right? This is the color coding. The part that wasn't cool was actually placing the wall. You are a bug. No, you were the finder of bugs. You were the saver of time. You find it now before we're playing a game. Okay, so in here is where we need to do the check, and it's under build wall. This build wall does a is location valid for wall check. And because it's only for walls, I'm gonna say it's safe to say that we always want to do this is in sphere check. And is in sphere of influence, and our position is block position, and our team is a team name, which is cool but not cool enough because we want that one. So load structure, we want to get this one. There we go. In theory, that should work. Now, we'll need to test it. Where else is this called from? on render world last. That's okay, because we're also calling the check down here afterwards, so we're good there. Okay, now the other piece I want to do, which I don't have yet, is to add a config that could let the server owner decide whether or not the sphere of influence is checked or not. So let's do that as well. And we're just going to put that check in here, and if it's, the server owner says we don't want to check it, just return true always, basically. Inside this method, and then everything's happy. So, config options. So we're going to add a new option, which will be a Boolean value. And it's going to say config enforce sphere of influence. Probably spelling that horribly. Spell check time. Okay, and we're going to go to where that's called from. And we're going to copy its line because that was also a true false. For sphere of influence. And default it to true. There we go. Used to sphere of influence enabled means equal to for sphere of influence equal to true makes means players cannot put down buildings out of range of other buildings on their team. So I do false to disable. There we go. Okay, so then we can just say terminate. We can say over on the utilities, and here we can say if config dot that get, and that should be capital C, equals false. Hello. Return true.
I'm sick.
You're sick. Oh no. You were talking to me too much yesterday.
What happened?
Like, I went to bed almost immediately after I got off yesterday. I fell asleep and I slept until my alarm was supposed to go off, and then I hit snooze and shut it off for about another hour. And then I finally got up and I was still tired. I went through the day at work, and then I fell asleep after dinner for about another 45 minutes. And right now, this moment, I don't feel tired. It's the first time I haven't felt tired in probably 40 hours.
I was gonna say you do sound sick, but it's not you.
I'm not saying I'm over it, and I'm not saying it was bad either. Like, it was weird. It just was. It's almost like mono or something, where you just get really tired.
It was probably just from exhaustion. what happens if a person doesn't sleep enough or get enough rest? Their body will like accumulate that time, and eventually it'll just make you do it.
Yeah. Yep. So if the sphere of influence equals false, it will just automatically return true. Cool. I think I have the sphere of influence stuff 90% done.
Right?
Hello, regular. What's wrong with Nick? I don't know Nick.
Is that his regular? Is that his name? Is that his name, or is he just a regular in the chat?
First time regular has shown up. Regular's a regular. Regular, not a regular.
But you were just lazy and just did not acknowledge him.
No, regular's his name on YouTube.
And then the other guy shows up.
What you mean? Okay, so I placed that. I can't place the wall. Oh! I can place the wall! Gazer, you jinxed me. It showed the right outline, but I can still place the wall. What the heck?
Walls are glitchy.
Yes, walls are glitchy. Where is it? Call hierarchy. Build wall.
But if you think about it, shouldn't a wall be able to do that?
Do what? Be outside your sphere of influence? No. I don't want you coming into my base and place some walls down.
That's a good strategy, though.
No.
Come in and just lock someone in.
You can place them in your area. Or you can build over to my area with your sphere of influence. Now, this should be it, Gazer. This should be where it's building the wall. It's checking if the location is valid for the wall. That or the sphere of influence isn't correct with this. Let's check that. Oh, we gotta remove these breakpoints. Wait, that is the only one. Go over. Yeah, so it's not that this is false, it's true. And we can check that somehow, maybe, possibly. Yeah, it's true. So true does not equal false, so it skipped over that. So now we gotta go back out of the sphere of influence and then put a breakpoint in the wall building code. Figure out what's up. I'm assuming it's going to get down to where it says holes. It did. So then when we return... Ah, it's the wrong freaking call point. Wait a minute, did it not call it from the ball building? Aha! I figured it out. That little princess was in the wrong spot. Hmm?
I knew you would have.
Thank you for your vote of confidence, Reaper. That looks cool. It's like only part of it then. Okay, go outside the sphere of influence, good ways, and I can still place it down. Awesome. Why is that not getting hit? I am not understanding. No comprehendo. Oh, is that it? Lock position, world. Lock position. No, it's not that. Personally, I don't think this is even getting called, but I'm not sure why. Nah.
What was that, Chewbacca?
Ma. Ma.
No.
I know what it was. At least I know what it was this time. It might be something else again, though. Okay, so we're outside the sphere of influence. I can't place it down. So that code... Oh, well... Made a breakpoint, so maybe I can't place it down. Let's see. No, I placed it!
Now you're gonna sound like a baby Chewbacca.
Placing wall icon. This returns false, meaning that it didn't want to place the wall. So we did the opposite for this. That's why I thought doing this piece here would have fixed it. The exclamation point means a not, so it is not a valid, or we are not in the sphere of influence. So, is it a valid location for the wall? It is not a valid location for the wall, and we're not in destroy mode. And we are not in the sphere of influence. Or we're not in the sphere of influence. Ah, I can't place it now. Ha ha ha. Okay. There's an or out of the end. Because it was a not, it needed to be an or. For we're looking for reasons to get out of that, basically. Yay! It's working completely. Now, what hotkeys are left for us to use? Your WASDs are consumed, your Q, your E, your R? Is R a key in Minecraft that's used for something? By default? I don't care about if like someone's customly made it, but is R a default? It's not. But T is, Y is. Why do we have Y instead of R? Why didn't I use R? Well, anyway, we could do U, we could do I, O, P. Do we want R? We might want R. Do we, big if, do we try and make a map? Mini-map. Not even a mini-map. I don't want it on the screen all the time because I think it'll be like. But if we hit R, should we bring up a map? This shows where your buildings are in your sphere of influence. Hey, I've been working on the sphere of influence, right? So you can't build things that are outside of your area. You basically have to extend your area in order to continue building. Gazer says it'd be cool, but no, the release doesn't need that, but I think it'd be cool to show the sphere of influence on it. That's why I was suggesting it even as a possibility. Yeah, you're right, it doesn't need it. I need to stop trying to add. You think it might need it? Oh. Okay. Hey, Zach. For some reason, CZ was pretty intent on having it say whether or not you're in or out of your sphere of influence, and I'm not sure what his reasoning was. I just see that as a lag fest for people with slow computers. He's got to calculate whether or not your current position was within a distance of something. The black line is all you really need. So if it's black, you can't build it because you're outside your sphere of influence. If it's white, you can. See, now I can build this because I'm in my sphere of influence with this. And there I'm out. I'm in, but the wall is not. Now the wall is. And now because this wall has its own sphere of influence, we just keep going. Gazer, you have completely confused me. I'm not sure if you're imposed or not. Is there a more pressing thing to do? Yeah, build times. Okay, what I'll do is I'll leave this on the screen, but I'm going to move it like there or something, or over here or somewhere out of the way. So let's do that. Build any stairs on your walls? Yeah, that's an issue. An issue. It hasn't come up in gameplay at all, though, right? Let's see. So where did I put the render code for the rendering on screen of the words in or out? Render overlay, something. And we just need to position it better. So our height or Y position probably needs to be like 4. Dang it. Stupid debug thing came up again. Cool. Okay, so that's somewhere up here right now. You can't see it because there's something rolling over top of it. So let's start moving it to the left. And let's say 50, just for now. See where that puts it. Okay, it's right there. You know what? I'm gonna flip things upside down. Let's do this. We're gonna get the width of this word in or out. Wherever we can find the word width thingy that calculates the width of things. There it is.
I wasn't able to figure out how to work Fallout 3 from Steam. You like have to download a thing from Windows 7, and then it makes it work.
Okay.
It's confusing. It's because it's an old game.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they haven't updated to Windows 10.
Stop that from happening. So we're gonna drive whether or not our text, what it says basically. SOI. Oh, string. String. SOI. Equals in. Else it equals out.
Okay, I'll be back in half an hour.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we'll put this here, and this becomes our X value thingies. We don't need this, and we need those numeric values that were there before this stuff. Okay. The heck? It's like erroring everywhere because we've instantiated or created this variable. Yeah, we've created the variable really, basically. Not instantiated it. Declared it. Okay, so now our text width is taken into effect. And in our height, we don't care about, we're going to set it at 4. And let's run this. So it should be in the upper right-hand corner of the screen all the time, whether you're in or out. And while I'm at it, wherever we're doing the research piece, we need to define that silly little area that shows the bar to not be 100% to the right when it's 100%. So this is our X and Y values. We're subtracting 20 off of the Y. We're subtracting 100 plus 10 away. Oh, there's the problem. Why are we adding 10 to that? So it actually kind of shows off the screen that bar was never 100% accurate. Apparently it was off by 10 units. It should have been subtracting 10 units actually to do it right. Okay. So now we got our out up in the right hand corner properly. It's down town hall. We are still out because I did something wrong. Because I didn't tell it to do that. Now we're in. And if we walk out, it says out. Now, I don't like its positioning, and apparently we were also drawing it up there somehow. That cool. Let's not do that. It needs to be bumped down ever so slightly. So the Y value for the first thing we're trying to render is what? It's 5. Let's bump it down to 5. That didn't do much for me. That's more in line. Let's make sure it adjusts properly, and it did. It came in inside there. I think good. The only other improvement I can do to it is make it localized, which seems silly to me because I don't know that I'm going to keep it. I'm still not sold on it, but we'll see. So where's drawstring being called? Pop cap text, pop cap text, pop cap text. That's not it. Text translation component. There we go. So this should be something like this. New translation component. And it's going to be based off of GUI dot what? Overlay probably. Let's open up our translation text. GUI.units.research and options. So we'll do another one. GUI.overlay.in. GUI.overlay.out. Okay, then we just say GUI.overlay.in or .out in here. And to verify that it did take effect, I'm not going to set it up properly yet and save the translation file. Or I should say I'm going to reload the translation file. Because now we get it actually showing the key there, basically. So let's go out, make sure it shows out. It does. Now let's hit F3T, reload that, and we should get actual text there. Yay, it says out. So now someone can say in or out in their own local languages. Wonderful. I think that's it, guys. And everyone else. I don't short of the minimap, I don't know what else we can do with this. Area of influence, indications, feedback to the user. So I'm gonna put some posts up on the Discord here. Yeah. In your area of influence. Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where we'll need to test it and we'll find some issue when we test it, right? It's just always going to be that. Okay. No more cheaty tactics. Well, no more of this cheaty tactic. Now let's make a commit, because this was a lot. As you can see, it took quite a few changes to do. Yeah, it was a lot. I want to grab GitHub here real quick on my other screen and see if we had an issue for it. So that's what I'm looking at the moment, because I can't remember if I created one for this. Sphere of influence, okay. So 243. Create and enforce the area of influence on buildings. Closes number 243. Start. Pushed origin next. Okay, pull request. No, we're not pulling request yet. Okay. I have a little bit of time here. I'm gonna do as much as I can on this, but I don't know how far we'll get. So, speed code time. Or wait. Maybe I should do the lobby screen appearance. I hate the way lobby screen looks right now. Yeah, let's fix these other bugs. That's more important. Gotta stay focused. Lobby screen. It currently is using this lobby GUI. Let's see if there's anywhere else in my code that uses this lobby GUI first. It didn't find anything. Cool. And because I'm not saying I'm going to make it all beautiful 100%. I'm just going to make it better than it is now. Because right now that thing has no border on it, and it's disgusting. Like, it's too flat. It doesn't have a 3D appearance to it because it has no border. See, it's just this ugly, sharp edge of just grayness. So, we need to get that image, open Photoshop. So let's find that image. Under GUI, textures. Lobby GUI. That was not Photoshop. Open with system editor. Okay, so we got this bad boy. And it is what size? 256. Cool. So we need to get a nice white color. Get a single pixel wide. Huge picture. And just go. Oh no. Click there. Go to the very top. Hold shift. Click there. And click there. I think that's what we need to do. And then let's grab. Where is it? Barracks GUI? Yeah, this one. There's a system to this madness that Minecraft does this as, so let's just copy this corner. Merge the layers. There we go. So I was wrong, it's not white around the edge, it's black for some reason. What the heck? Oh, go to the bottom, please. The bottom left. Get the dropper, go there and there. It takes care of that one. Okay, and then let's get this. And that's not even a color, is it? The heck? The color was off. Grab that. G, fill that in. Okay, now we got the right color. And then B. G, there we go. Now it's looking better already. Marquee tool. Grab the bottom edge. Actually grab a lot of the bottom edge this time. Okay, merge that together. I don't know why I can't press in there to do that, but I don't like it. It's not what I'm intending to do. Let's not get that much. Do that much, we'll not deal with fixing the top part. So we'll do this much instead. Oops. Oh no! Merge them together. Erase, erase, erase. It's interesting, that corner's only got 2 knocked out. Every other corner has one. Awesome, it didn't do it right. No. This color. On that. That. That and that. Okay, get the top corner then. Now we have a 3D appearance to it. Save. F3T. Now this is going to make me have to readjust everything on the screen as far as its positioning is concerned, because now those buttons overlap that area, but it is what it is. So the whole thing looks like it needs to be bumped up on the screen, right? Because we're not seeing that bottom edge. So let's see if there's anything we can do about that first. So lobby screen code, please. Let's see. So our size is 256. We are drawing the container background at our X and Y positions. So let's say 10 instead of that. No, wrong direction. Let's say 30. Okay. 40. Heck. 50. Is this just too big in general? It kind of is, isn't it? I mean, that makes it fit the whole screen, but... Go back to the original number. 10. Does this mean we haven't had an issue where we've had too many people listed? So let's bump the bottom of this thing up a bit. Get our marquee out. And we'll just Control X it out, Control V it back in, and just bump it up a bit. Save. Oh, well, we gotta merge it first, so it doesn't do that. Okay, save. And F3T. Okay, so now we can move our position up. I just want to see, do we splitting out this thing again or not? Okay, there's the bottom of it. So 30. It's just too big. Don't want to go too extreme with it. Reload. That's probably good. Fits a nice amount of the screen. We'll just move the buttons up though. And over. The text is in a good position. It's down from the top a little bit. Okay there. I guess we could also put a header on this. So say it's a text stack here, say team, or a player, team, ready, then draw a line underneath it, then have the players and then this stuff down below. So in our code where we're getting the buttons, those buttons are going to start at a Y position, which is calculated right here. Let's say 100, see what that does to us. Okay, so let's split the difference between those, 130-ish. You have to close the screen each time. Also, let's set the X position, because good grief. Wrong direction. Okay. It was 20, so let's set it to like 15. And we're close. Okay, let's bump the thing down a bit more then. Too much. So 40 it is. Kind of like that there's a little bit of white space there. I'll try and do the button sizes different. The very last button we draw to the right is ready. So let's make it 18 and see what it does. I think it's going to cut the button. Oh, that's the height. Okay. Apparently the 50 is the width. 48 then. That doesn't appear too bad. Oh, that's perfect. So let's make them all 48. That'll be fun to calculate. It's 48. 98. Yeah, I don't know what 98 plus 40. So it'd be 6 off of that, so 44. And this is 8 off of that, so 192. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Well, apparently I don't know math. Because those buttons are not where I expected them to be. So green is in the wrong spot. Yeah, why did I put 98? It should be 96, right? There we go. And then ready is way the frick over there. Oh, we did cut this one off, so 198. 92. This helps if I save. Okay, so now, with that knowledge, we can move this over to the right now. So they show up in the proper spot. But first, let's do some scaling tests here. Make sure nothing moves when we do this. It shouldn't, but always good to check. Looks good to me. Okay, so we've got... Well, 200 was just fitting before. We've taken 8 off of it. So we can bump everything over to the right 8 more. So we could take it to 9 potentially. No, wait, we don't want to go 8 more. We want 4 more. So 13. That's you centered. Or do we do it this much? Probably. 17 for, right? So let's put over 1 more to the right, so get a pixel gray there. Okay, and then the right starting point of blue should have some space in between it. So 49. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pixels. So we can have this one over 1 more. So we have 2 pixels on the end and 1 pixel between each of them, if that makes sense. So 15 then. And I want 1 pixel less on all of these. Which is 1 pixel more to the right. So this would be 2 more, so 8. This would be 3 more, so 7. There you go. This would be 4 more, so 6. And this should be 5 more, 182 plus 5 is 97. No, it's 196, 1 minute. Let's try that. And let's add 1 line of space vertically as well between spectate and red and ready and start. So our Y should be 21. Okay. And in here, in this code, we're drawing the player's name and everything. So outside of that loop, if we did a all to draw string, And then whether or not they're ready is down here. And where the heck are we getting the team at then? That's the player's name. There we go. So GUI.lobby.name, GUI.lobby.team, and GUI.lobby ready. Yeah, all on top of this. So we need to then increase our Y value by 15 amount, I think. Yeah. I have to draw all that. Okay. So now I can take these and plug them into our localization. We don't have open anymore. Oops. Name. Team. Ready. Say that. And it was a different class. It was our overlay where we did the translation text. So that's this. Use that as an example. We define a new translation text component and get its translated text. F3T. You're going to translate this all to Spanish for me, right, Reaper?
I'm not watching the.
Oh, you don't need to watch. I mean, like the entire mod. You're going to translate it all for me, right?
I could if you want me. I'll do it.
Why is that not working?
The only thing is, if anybody has any questions about what's going on with the Spanish, it'll have to relate to you as you be the editor.
I was mostly joking. Oh, so the spectator takes up more room, so we bumped it back by 5 if it's spectator. And to the right 5 if it's not spectator. So let's not do that right 5 anymore. What? No, that's height. What? Spectator goes back to 5. Let's just make them all go back. There. I need a horizontal line going across here now, which, let's do it this way. Where's Photoshop? New image. So we got 1 pixels, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from the top of the white, and a lot more in between. So if we go like 11 pixels down from that white and draw a horizontal line, that might look good. So let's get the color we want to draw this with. Yes.
Oh, sorry, my mic was on.
You're fine. I thought you wanted something.
Well, usually when I want, don't say anything, and I take it.
You just mute yourself.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2,
Wait, what?
3, 4, 5, 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and then there's a shading technique we can do to this to make it look even cooler. Let's save that, throw it in here first, and then reload it. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, it's up just a hair too much. I think it needs to go like 1 more, maybe 2 more pixels down. Dang. Let's do the magic thing here. Control D, select that. Contiguous. And copy. No, cut. Paste. Merge.
Oh, sorry. I thought I had muted it.
All right, Mom.
So my girlfriend just learned today, like, she has influenza type A.
Ew. Stay away from her.
Yeah, that might be too late.
Uh-oh. Is that why you're coughing?
I hope not. I'm gonna try to survive till Thursday and go to Mexico.
Wait, isn't she in Mexico?
She's in Mexico now.
Yeah, you're gonna get it for sure then.
I might just be calling off Wednesday, and I'm gonna go to Mexico and gonna get tested.
Gotcha.
Because this Friday I have to go to that stuff I talked to you about last time.
Yep.
I'm trying to do it this Friday.
Oh. Save. Saved. And everything. When you were talking about it, I thought there would be longer before you'd actually do that. So that's cool.
Buying it, I want to do it this or next week. Because it's by the end of this month, it's probably going to be sold.
Gotcha, yeah.
Investing it, it's probably going to take a while, but I'm not sure because my cousin's like, the plan is like he'll invest money and I'll try and also invest. So if he puts money into it, I kind of feel bad not putting money into it, so I'm going to try to invest.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And we're watching, like, we're seeing some, okay, on Facebook, people are able to put, like, their businesses, and he's looking at people that are doing the same thing. And there's this one that looks really nice, and he's like telling me that one's a lot smaller than the one you want to buy. And I'm like, what? And it looks really big.
Cool. What you think, Gazer? It's an improvement. I don't know if it's enough. The fact that yellow doesn't have an uppercase Y is bothering me, even though it shouldn't. Because that is the name of the team. To uppercase, to lowercase, there's nothing that gives you the mixed case, camel case. I could decode it all and stuff myself, but yeah. I think the bottom needs to be bumped up here. The button positions need to be pulled up. Ooh, not that much. Just about 1 pixel, please. There we go. There we go. 2 pixels all around. It's funny, the in or out is changing based on what team I'm on, because this team has a building here in blue. And in fact, this blue building, if I were to fly up, that's better, creative. It should have a radius vertically too. Yep, it does. So on maps that are 3D, it will also take that into account. Not be the final, but it's better. Oh, I know what it needs. Somewhere to say that this is a lobby screen. Ah, no, that's fine. We don't need it. There's not enough room. So this would be 1 person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can get at least 10 people on here, or it becomes off the screen or whatever. And that should be more than enough for 90% of the servers. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for tonight, guys. I don't know what else to do to it. If anyone has a suggestion, leave a comment in the video after I'm done streaming, and we'll go from there. But for now, this is it. So lobby screen appearance. Beep, beep, beep. Closes number 244. Push that up to origin. And we're actually going to do a pull request, get a build on this test server, but we're not going to test it tonight. I just want to put it up there. Okay, pull request. Merge. Fix the null pointer, area of influence, and the lobby screen. Oh boy, that was lots of bloops and blops. And that also means that our release candidate is down to set the defaults to whatever we have on the server, and the research screen has this little bug, which maybe that's tomorrow night's task. But for now, let me get the test build server thingy up here. Build 98, okay. My folder for my version of Minecraft. 97. Bit of it. Yep. Download build 98. Put the build 98 onto the server. And we'll restart the server then. Build 98 is going to the server. Let's see if it crashes here. Also, guess I might as well load up my client, make sure I can connect, make sure that the sphere of influence works properly. We won't actually play a full game, we'll just play a little one. Okay, please no errors. Cool, none when it's starting. My local computer, that build, and they're both loaded about the same time. Cool. Let's get on the server then. There is the new lobby. Let's go yellow, ready, start. Can I place down town hall? I am outside of my sphere of influence. Now, this is white because I can place it anywhere I want. Let's do the effects. Effect, give, text stack. Let's do that. Minecraft. Speed. Forever. Level 5.
I'm back.
Hello back. Okay, let's buy a farm, I guess, and a lumber mill, and a stone, and an iron. That's what we can buy. So I can build this here. You know what? I think that's more than enough for the initial town hall, at least. I can't build lumber mills right off the bat, but that's okay. Let's see what I can do. So if I put down this farm, for example, say there. Still do this. Put that there. I cannot because I'm out of the influence, but that's in. So if I were to put one here, that's in. Which means this is now in. And that's in. Yeah, I don't think this is too bad, actually. Iron on. It's kind of what we need next anyway. That's gold. We know the gold's in sphere of influence. Need lumber. Okay, so I'm out over there. So if I put a farm, say there, this is in. These are not going to be out. Yeah, so those will be out. So between the farm, between the lumber yards would be out. But if I just put down one farm, I'm good. Which is something you kind of need to do anyway. You need a decent farm, so I'm not too upset with that. That seems about right. Is this one good close enough? This is closer. No, it's not. I guess that encourages the minion behavior. As far as them being able to run from building to building, killing everything in your base, because you have to put things within 32 blocks of each other. I did mess up one lumber spot because of this thing, so rip. See if we can go over here and place things. This is iron. I cannot because we're out. How far are we out? Quite a ways. Okay, so we need a farm. Now we should be in. Yep. And as soon as we press down one, the whole thing's in then. And I'm already enjoying having the in and out up there, so CZ probably was on something by having that there. Gives you a rough feel quickly whether or not you can place it down. I am going off of the black alone. Let's see. This is in. It's out. So I'm trying to place it and I can't. It's perfect. So let's place this farm, say there. If I do this, is the only iron spot I can use, but if I do that, I can use this one too. So that gets me 3 here. More stone. Believe it or not, I'm still low on farm or food because I don't know why. I'm buying too much stuff.
Nothing.
You cut out. I couldn't make out what you said.
Fat boy.
Fat boy, huh?
You're out of food all the time.
He's a fat boy.
Because he doesn't know. Never got the lyrics. I could never get the lyrics of that song.
Yeah, same.
And you're fit.
The big boy. Big girl, that's what it is. Good grief, what am I thinking? She's a big girl.
Big girl. Because your pants don't fit around your waist and you keep...
Yeah, I don't think your singing voice is up to par today with you being sick, man. It kind of got on you there.
I got a beautiful voice when I'm sick. I'll sound like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
How off was that?
You try and make fun of me sound bad? Do I sound bad?
You actually got better now.
Good.
Either that or I got used to.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. That's what I was kind of afraid of. Like, if I were to listen to it on stream, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't hear myself enough. Somehow I mess this up. I'm not gonna get all 5 diamond mines on like. I'll try it, but... Come on. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Should have placed one there, and then that allows you to place one here, and then another one there. That's what it is. Yeah, so you gotta place this one first. Oh well, I got 4 out of it. Oh, we still have one up there? Okay, let's get these lumber yards now. Oh, really? Rip. Set too close now, I bet it is. Oh, that's so annoying. And now it's not in the sphere of influence anymore. And I could have set it up just like that with that one instead. Dang it. Get ready for another farm then. Let's do this farm these once. Yes, that's fine. It's still in the way.
Imagine if someone would come up to your door and just start singing that song.
Serenading you. You're a big girl.
You're a big girl, cause you eat too much and your pants don't fit around your waist.
Hey, more. Wow, this has to be really close. Okay, so let's put one like that. Now we can put tablets up here where I want to put them. As soon as the first one's there, we're good for the rest. I don't think this significantly changes my personal gameplay as far as having the sphere of influence. I probably put some extra farms at a different time than I normally would, which is a good thing because I usually put farms off till the very end or when I run out of food altogether. Like, I put 1 or 2 farms between the lumber yards, and that's about it. Like, I put 1 between the lumberyard areas, each one. And to go from the lumberyards over to like where the stone is. That's about it. And let's see if I can get over this middle area or not with buying stuff. Let's do farms, they're cheaper. Oh, that was a horrible placement for this. So because I want that block to be as close as possible to this, I want to do it like that probably. Now can I get over? Nope. Up here though. Wow, I can't place it. Okay. What if I placed one there? Okay, then I could do it this direction. It's out of the sphere of influence because I'm on this side. If I did sideways, it sideways so this block is closer that way and not over here, because I could have placed it like this, no problem. Oh, I made it across. Nice, you can make it across. You have to have a farm in the middle here, but meh. And if it comes down to it, we might have something like... You could build a wall on here too, that's the other thing. Once you get walls unlocked, walls are up a very small footprint. And like I could have built a wall in lots of spots on this, plus they go over uneven terrain, so those would have extended my area of influence. Cool. I'm happy with it. Let's stop the server.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. I'm done for the night. If you haven't already, make sure you like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.